We're back with Stanford Carr, President of Stanford Carr Development. How or when did you decide that, giving back to the community was also something you were going to do in your free time that you had while you weren't focused on your business?
Well, it wasn't until I had more free time. I mean, we gave back to the community, in whichever way you could for many years. I mean, my time started as far as getting involved and sitting on boards, maybe started about 10 years ago. When we were in the middle of the recession, there wasn't a whole lot to build, so why not? It was easy to criticize how bad things were and why they were in Hawaii. I felt, well, it's easy to criticize, why not get involved to try to make a difference and do something about it? So I got involved with the University of Hawaii's Foundation President's Club Committee and eventually became a trustee of the foundation. Today I'm serving my second term as a trustee on the foundation, but also got involved with the Oahu Economic Development Board, which it's the predecessor of Enterprise Honolulu today, working on economic development. I just feel that everyone should, one way or another, be involved in community service, which in any organization that they have a special interest in, or may not have an interest but believe in the mission, because society, we being just the islands here in the middle of the Pacific, need to depend on one another. For myself, I've been very fortunate in business, and I feel it a responsibility to give back. It is because society and the community that's made us successful, therefore we ought to give back. And I enjoy it. The gift of giving is a very gratifying effort. And, we need more people doing things. And, a lot of advice I also give to other people is that when you get involved with these other nonprofit organizations, and you'll meet people that you would never otherwise meet in the normal course of what business you're in. And that's a great way to meet new people. And you never know. It's amazing, and it's incredibly wonderful how small the world is. And how many other people are involved with other community organizations that you would never expect their involvement. So it's twofold. You get to meet new people that you would otherwise not meet. And I'm meeting CEOs of different organizations, Hawaii's top 250, and yet smaller businesses. But also it feels good to give back, and because we all need that. We're all in this together. That's the aloha spirit here, huh?
What kind of impact did you see getting involved? Because you said you first joined saying, I'm not just going to complain, I'm going to go in to help with a solution. So what kind of impact did you see from that?
Well, with respect to Oahu Economic Development Board, which is now Enterprise Honolulu, at one point in OEDB, the nonprofit organization was near bankruptcy. And it was very difficult to get the other business communities to step up and contribute money to fund this cause. And we were identifying at that time the economic engines of Hawaii. What were our economic engines? Military, healthcare, education, agriculture, and of course tourism being the strongest. Construction is a economic engine, but it's not a core economic engine. It responds to it's a supplier to the core economic engines, right? Tourism is a core. And so we identified the need to diversify our economic base. Our volatility of what happened in the mid-90s is our true dependency on the tourism industry as well as military, and that we were really far behind in technology. And so what was once a Hawaii Technology Trade Association was a part of OEDB. It got spun off and is a self-sustaining organization of its own today. But it was finally when we were attracted Mike Fitzgerald, who's the CEO of Enterprise Honolulu. He had originally first turned us down of coming to Hawaii, and he has been in economic development for a number of decades. And we went on a national search and approached him to come to Hawaii. He was in Florida at the time. And he came and visited and interviewed with a number of business people influential in the community, and actually turned the job down first because he He didn't feel that the business community was serious about really investing in economic development. And so it took another year for us to finally convince him to please take this challenge on. And he did, and he's done a wonderful job with Enterprise Honolulu today. Our technology industry is growing. The sector is growing. We've had singles. We're not hitting home runs, but it's creating jobs, and that's in a positive direction. And we've seen it in all sectors of the technology business: Hoana Medical, Hoku Scientific, NanoPoint, and others that are out there. And we need to embrace these industries because they're clean, high-paying, educated jobs, which is what we want here. The high-paying, clean industry jobs. We will always have an inherent challenge here in Hawaii because everything is imported. Everything is much more expensive here in Hawaii. The cost of living, the cost of housing, the education system, that we need those higher paying industries to increase the level of lifestyle.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thanks for joining us today on Greater Good Radio. For more information or a transcript of today's show, please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. This is your host, Evan Leong and Carrie Leong, saying please join us next time for another episode of Greater Good Radio, Hawaii.